Hello everyone, it's your girl Asia from the Rant channel. Welcome back to my channel. As always, it is nice talking to you guys. As you guys know, I have just been recording videos, therefore I could just upload them. This wasn't a video I necessarily wanted to talk about, but as you guys know, I just be scrolling on whatever social media that I have, and I just see what I see as far as Degrassi unpopular opinions or things of that nature. And there actually is an unpopular opinion that somebody left on Facebook that I wanted to discuss, as far as other things that I saw on Facebook that I want to talk about. Or I was watching Next Class today, and I just want to make a video about, for Next Class, I wanted to make a video about season 3's first episode and how, well, no, it's not even about that. No, I don't want to necessarily talk about season 3's episode, the first episode of season 3. I want to talk about how I feel like Lola in Next Class really is a shitty friend. And by shitty friend, I mean to Shay. Because for the most part, Lola is really a good friend to Frankie. And I think Shay is really a bad friend to Frankie. Honestly, but if you ask me, the whole Shay, Lola, and Frankie friend group never made any sense to me, due to the fact that they all lacked character development, character interesting. They all lacked it. They all were very much relationship centered. Frankie was very male centered, so was Shay, so was Lola. But you know what? I'm gonna get into that. I promise after this video that I'm about to make, that will be the next video I make, because as far as the other topics that I did want to talk about, I already made videos for those. I just need to upload them. So please be patient with me, because I'm kind of in the mood where I just want to keep recording topics about the show. Therefore, I could just upload them. So, anywho, the video that I want to talk about is this girl talking about how she basically feels like everything that happened to Jenna and Casey in season 11, as far as them giving their baby up and etc. and Jenna getting pregnant, was all karma due to what Jenna did to Claire when she was with Casey. First thing first that I want to say is that I don't think Jenna deserved anything that happened to her. I feel like, let me just read y'all what she said first. So let's say, and her page is called Degrassi Fanfics. It says, can we talk about how when the side piece woman gets the man, she finally realizes he really wasn't worth winning. Let's also discuss why people blame Claire for being hung up over what happened, as if Jenna wasn't to be blamed. FYI, if a woman knows a man is taken and still pursues, she's just as bad as he is. I can relate to Claire because I've been there, dodged out by my fiance. So many women knew about me, kept me in the dark. Okay, first thing first that I want to say is that she's saying that people get angry at Claire due to her feeling upset about Jenna taking Casey away from her. My thing is that that's the first thing I'm going to point out, because that's what's really important here. We're going to get into all of this that's here, because I'm going to disagree with this unpopular opinion. I don't feel like Jenna deserved anything that happened to her, and that's basically what she's saying, that Jenna deserved what happened to her due to karma for pursuing a guy who was in a relationship. Okay, true. Yes, because I tend to feel like when it comes to girls or guys interfering their way in relationships, it's not necessarily looked at as a caution, or nobody uses it as oh my god, they did that. My thing is that Claire still tries to befriend Jenna, and I'm not saying that Claire deserved this or whatever, but my thing is that when Claire and Allie first met Jenna and they asked her what was she like at her old school, the first thing Jenna made clear is that she is a national boyfriend stealer. You got a man, she's taking him. Period. Whether you her friend or not, she's just a boyfriend stealer. So to me, Claire, I feel like you should have seen it as a red flag. Claire thought if she became friends with Jenna, that means she would have had want to hit on Casey due to them being friends. When it was no, Casey was everything Jenna liked. She liked the bad boy, she liked the brooding, she liked the asshole, things like that. That's everything Casey was. That is what attracted Jenna to Casey. My thing is that I do agree with her that maybe Jenna got more of the blame than Casey did, when honestly There's no he's wrong, she's wrong, they both wrong. Jenna shouldn't have been entertaining nobody that was in a relationship, and Casey shouldn't have been entertaining nobody either. Point blank period. I feel like Claire's feelings were valid because she didn't deserve to. Ooh, I got my throat is like so dry. Excuse me. I don't think Claire deserved to get treated like that the way Casey did her. Like, Casey, if you felt like you and Claire's relationship was getting strained because she wasn't as exciting or wasn't willing to be put out there the way you want her to be, at any given moment you could have just told Claire, me and you, it's not working out for me. I want sex, I want to have fun, things like that. I don't want to wait until marriage, blah, blah, blah. Cool, he could have communicated that. My thing is that not communicating in a relationship, that shit is childish and so unattractive. Like, for you to sit back and be like, oh, but that's just how I felt the whole time. Okay, then why didn't you say that? Like, when when Claire asked Casey when they broke up, how long have you liked her? And he said for a long time, and he's really tried hard not to. And I feel like maybe this is a storyline of season 9 I need to go back and watch to really give my opinion on it, because I kind of feel like if I went back and actually watched how everything unfolded, but I'm just remembering what I remember from watching season 9, but I don't really watch season 9 because it doesn't get any replay value from me. But I would definitely go back and watch this storyline and give my thoughts about it, because it was kind of like just with the Katie, Dallas, and Jake storyline, where that was a storyline in season 12 that they did in the part 1, part 2 episode that was really good. That I feel like up until when I watched season 12 again and again, where I was like, damn, how come I ever talk about how good the storyline is and how double standard, how much of a double standard it is. I do feel like Claire's feelings are valid. Feeling some type of way about how Casey did her. Because one thing I'm going to say about Claire, because I literally said this today as I was watching Degrassi, I do feel like on some shit with Claire, her feelings were definitely valid. But I feel like the show wants you to hate her because she's so overly dramatic that they want you to feel like sometimes when she's doing something or she expressing how she feels, she being mad extra, mad dramatic, which is not going to saying it's true. She is being mad extra, being mad dramatic. But I feel like in certain situations, I definitely see where Claire's coming from. In this situation, I definitely see where Claire's coming from, because it's like, Casey, all you had to do is open your mouth and say this wasn't working out for you. But to drag our relationship for as long as you did, knowing you like another girl, that's just foul. And me and you could never be friends. Not only that, I have a whole video I want to talk about with Allie and Claire discussing how one-sided their friendship is as far as Allie. Like, people can't, and it's kind of like the whole Minnie and Emma thing, right? If Claire does or say anything to Ellie that's like out of pocket, something a friend should say to a friend, y'all can't wait to go online, go on Reddit and be like, oh, Claire's a horrible person, she a bad friend, da 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 da. But how come none of the bad shit Ellie has done to Claire is ever spoken about? Like, it's never brought to the circle. And you already know, I'm the motherfucker who gonna bring it to the forefront. You already know, like, I have analyzed this show, broke it down to itty bitty pieces to where it's like, half of the shit that I'm about to say, y'all probably will never have thought of it, because y'all probably wasn't really paying attention. You feel me? So that is another video I do want to talk about. The one-sidedness of their friendship. Okay, and then she said, can we talk about how when a side piece woman gets the man, she finally realizes he really wasn't worth winning? I don't know if I would necessarily call Jenna a side piece, because she wasn't fooling around with Casey when he was with Claire. She was just very flirtatious, very touchy. I would say with Jenna, with her, how her and Casey's relationship kind of ended, or how the relationship was, what it was like when they dated, very toxic. To me, I always go with, you lose them how you get them. How did Jenna get with Casey? She got with Casey by entertaining him while he was in another relationship. Then, while Jenna at home, depressed, taking care of a kid all by herself, while he off having fun at school or pretending to be late at work just to spend time with Marisol, he ended up cheating on Jenna And that's how she lost him. Jenna lost Casey the same way she got him. Jenna got with Casey due to interfering in a relationship that he was in, and she lost him due to him cheating with a same girl who entertained him while he was in a relationship. But my thing is that Marisol was more of a side piece because she actually was like fucking with Casey, like having sex with him. Jenna was not a side piece. Her and Casey did not have sex, and if they did, again, that is something I really wouldn't remember because I don't really watch season 9. I only remember what I remember after only watching it for the first time. Yes, for the first time. When I go back and rewatch the show, I don't really watch season 8 and 9. If I'm gonna be honest with y'all, 8 and 9 don't really get a lot of replay value out of me. I think they're very boring. They're very based around characters I really didn't care too much for just yet. Like Holly J was cool. Her relationship with Declan was alright. Fiona was getting there, but surely it was too wrapped around Riley. I ain't really care, to be honest. I ain't really give a fuck. So them seasons don't really get a lot of replay value out of me. So again, if Jenna was sleeping around with Casey while he was with Claire, again, I really wouldn't know because I have not watched season 9 since the first time I seen it. So again, that's why I'm saying once I get that chance, I will go back and watch the storyline and see. But for what I know, for what I remember, I don't think Jenna was having sex with Casey. So I can't really necessarily call her a side piece. But I do feel like with Jenna, and this is what I'm talking about when it comes to like character abandonment and not really going full throttle with your characters, she just said that Jenna realized at the end getting the guy that she wanted wasn't worth it. Okay, why didn't they write a storyline like that? That once she gave her baby up, she realized carrying a baby to 9 months, having him, it didn't change anything. Like she thought once Casey finally accepted that she was pregnant and the baby would be here, that he would be around more, he'll help more, he'll be more attentive, he would love her more. But instead, he despised Jenna for never saying that she was pregnant, for never telling him when she first found out. Well, no, she kind of did. It was just, well, no, she didn't. Jenna didn't tell Casey she was pregnant to where when Jenna told Casey she was pregnant, it was so far in her pregnancy to the point where if she wanted to abort it, she couldn't do that. So no, she didn't tell Casey immediately when she found out she was pregnant. So due to that fact alone, Casey already was being bitter and was already tolerating Jenna and the baby due to the fact that he didn't want that child to be here. He literally told Jenna to get rid of it when she told him that she was pregnant. And then when she said no, he told her he didn't want any part of the pregnancy. And it really wasn't up until his mom saw on the fucking music competition that Jenna was pregnant. But instead of getting on Casey's ass about his lack of not being there and this and this and that, Casey's mom wasn't even on his ass. She was more on Jenna's ass because she told the whole world that she's about to have a baby. It's like, girl, you are wrong about the wrong thing. Get on your son. Get on your son. Why is your son not doing this? Why is your son not doing that? Fuck, get on your son. How dare you get on me? Get on your son. Are you kidding me? Like, bitch, your son is a deadbeat. He ain't done nothing since I told him I was pregnant. And took me to one doctor's appointment and and took me to see no fucking nutrition and took me to go get my preventable vitamins. He ain't done none of that shit yet. You're mad at the pregnant teenager? Girl, make it make sense. Like, excuse me. But like I was talking about, character abandonment. If Jenna felt like being with Casey and everything like that, keeping the baby and all that, wasn't worth it, why not write a storyline like that? Instead, what you did was make her get the baby up, her and Casey go into the black hole, and you only show little itty bitty dabs of here and there of how they're handling, or how they handled when they gave Tyson up. You see what Casey is that he was dealing with guilt. He felt guilty not being there like he should have been. He abandoned his child. He abandoned Jenna emotionally and mentally by not being there with her because she had postpartum depression. Jenna had no help. She had no support system. See, this is the shit that pisses me off, and I feel like I need to say it now, otherwise I'm gonna lose my train of thought, because I'm not even done reading this to point out what I want to talk about. But this is what pisses me off with Degrassi's writing. Literally, like, no shit, like, it really pisses me off because Jenna had no family. She had a brother, that's it. All she had was a brother. She had no dad. She had no mother. Jenna literally was a character that they could have done so much with, but they brought her in as the hot blonde who's a boyfriend stiller. She get with KC. Their relationship is toxic. Jenna finds out she's pregnant after her and Casey had sex for the first time after she was moved to the second spot in the round for going to the music competition. Her and Casey didn't use any protection when they had sex, so when she found out she was pregnant, she told Casey. Casey told her to get rid of it. She said no. When she said no, Casey basically said he wasn't going to help her or be involved in none of that. So my thing is that, okay, why not do something more with Jenna's character? At that point, Jenna was just on the cast. Jenna didn't have no storylines after season 11. I'm not counting that storyline of season 12 because it's like, it was stupid. She got baptized for a boy. If you're going to do a storyline where Jenna want to get connected with God, I didn't have an issue with that. But I don't like how they write God and Jesus, and I don't like how they write people who have a connection with God, or as you could say, Christians. I don't like how they write them in shows. Like, who the hell do Becky think she is to judge Jenna for being a teen mom and then giving it up for adoption? But you weren't in her predicament. Bitch, you wasn't living her life. Bitch, you weren't wearing her shoes. You weren't tying her motherfucking laces. So how dare you judge me, bitch, for being a teen mom? Literally, the hardest part of my life was really just debating on, should I give my kid up? And if I give him up, I abandon him. But if I don't give him up, I'm a terrible person because I'm putting him in this dysfunctional environment with two parents who are not ready to be parents. How is that fair? Because I am also someone who, when I first watched season 11 a couple of times, I was pissed that Jenna and Casey gave the baby up. Rightfully so, because I thought it was selfish. Because in the conversation that she had with Casey, she said if they give him up, they go back to high school, prom, dances, music, everything that's normal. They don't have to deal with a kid. So to me, it just felt like selfishness. But the more and more I watched the season and the more and more I watched the storyline, I realized Jenna was right. Neither Casey did not want to be a dad due to him not knowing how to be one, due to him not having a father. But if anything, that should make you want to step up. But I guess it's different nowadays. If you don't have a dad, I guess it makes you a deadbeat. Casey didn't pay any attention to that baby, and Jenna got tired of doing everything by herself. You feel me? She had goals and dreams that she wanted to do before she got pregnant, and she sacrificed all that the second she became pregnant. But if they can actually look for good people, good parents, and good homes to give this kid the life he deserves instead of him being trapped in a dysfunctional place, then it's the right thing to do, honestly. So Jenna did the right thing, but my thing is that Jenna is a character that if you look at it, she should have gotten more. Like, when she gave Tyson up, there should have been like a whole plot where she went into a complete depression to where her feeling guilty over the fact that she gave her son up as a fact. But it's, hold on, excuse me, because I'm talking too fast. They should have written a storyline for Jenna where she goes into a very deep depression by giving her son up, because it ain't like she held him one time in the hospital and then gave him up. No. Jenna was able to build a connection with Tyson through the months he was there. So it was like she actually had a connection with her son. It wasn't like she just held him and gave him to the adoption agency. So to me, I feel like the storyline was backwards in season 11. Like, why are you writing a storyline with Casey feeling guilty when honestly it should have been given to Jenna? Jenna's the one who took care of this child. She was the one at home with it 24/7 all day, every motherfucking day, to a point where she went back to school part-time and came home full-time to be a mom. She was with that baby every day. Where the fuck was Casey at? At work, not being at home, making excuses, or off fucking Marisol. Like, are you kidding me? The fuck? So if you ask me, the storyline should have been reversed. It should have been... It should have been Jenna who got the storyline of feeling guilty. Casey shouldn't have gotten anything, because how dare he try to sit in the motherfucking classroom and get on Jenna's ass for not wanting to be a part of anything with their son when she, like she said, he's not her son anymore. We gave him up. Those are his parents now. If they don't want us around, then we can't be around. We didn't sign up for an open adoption where the kid would know that I gave him up, but I'm still his birth mother, but he's adopted. Like, Casey, get the fuck out of here, because you was, like she said, you seem more, what's the word I'm looking for? You got more grip and more initiative and this and that, and more discipline to see your kid now that he with a whole different family. I'm just curious, where was that energy at when the motherfucker was actually there? You thought your only thing to Jenna and the baby was just a paycheck? Are you kidding me? I don't get it. I don't think Jenna deserved anything that happened to her in that storyline at all. Casey was just a horrible person, and then his mother was no motherfucking help. It's just, to me, it's funny that the mom was never involved or could not help at all when the baby was there. But the second they said they're going to get that baby up, or there she is packing a diaper bag, there she is helping Jenna pack up so she can go. Like, are you kidding me? And then, Casey, don't say in the middle of a conversation that if I give our baby up, then there's no reason for me and you to be together or for me to be living here. Then the next day when I'm packing, you talk about, oh, I was just angry, I didn't mean it. No, you're right, Casey. The only thing that was keeping Jenna and Casey together at that point was that the fact they were having a kid together. If Casey and them went to having a kid, they would have been broken up a long time ago, because their relationship was already estranged. But I feel like for the baby storyline, because I've already made like a video discussing why I feel like why Casey and Jenna's whole baby storyline is probably one of the most underrated storylines, if not the most underrated storyline in Degrassi, to where I feel like y'all need to put some more motherfucking respect on it, because it is so fucking good. But to sit here and say Jenna deserved everything that happened to her, I 100% disagree. Jenna did not deserve anything that happened to her. She did not ask for any of that to happen. Hell, as a woman, we all think once we get pregnant and we with someone we love that they're going to be there, right? We never think they will ever abandon us while we're pregnant, or hell, abandon us after we just gave birth to their child. Like, where we do that at? When is that a thing? You feel me? And then I don't want to hear that, oh, how do you expect him to be a dad when he ain't have one? Man, fuck that. He got a mom. Fuck it. I know she wasn't perfect. She was on her drugs and whatnot, but she came around. You feel me? She should have been the one to toughen Casey up and tell him, listen, you did what you did with her without the motherfucking glove. No glove, no love. You did what you did. Now step the fuck up as a man and take care of yours, nigga. It's your job to make sure that they cool. Your responsibility ain't just bringing a paycheck to them to make them shut up, nigga. You gotta make sure they cool. Take care of Jenna. Take care of that baby. She went to baby 24/7, man. She dropped out of school. Like, Casey really took Jenna's love and all that she had for him, even when he was like a piece of shit and an asshole at times. He took that for granted. Are you kidding me? She gave this nigga a beautiful child, and he turned around and do that shit. Are you kidding me? So, one of the main, yes, but I'm not done, but I just wanted to talk about that little side rant real quick. But, yes, that is one of the main things that pissed me off with Degrassi, is that their characters who they would do storylines with, once they were done, they just were there. Like, Jenna's character really was just there after her whole baby storyline was kind of done. She just felt like a best friend, a side character She didn't do shit. Then they try to they gave her a whole relationship storyline with Connor, where it's like it's cool. I don't have nothing against Jenna and Connor's relationship because it didn't really get the most screen time. It would have been nice to see more of their relationship. You kind of only saw what you saw with them, and that was that. But my thing is to sit here and say a woman deserves anything a man puts her through. It's diabolical. I don't like how that shit sounds because it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean she deserved it? I'm holding her accountable. I'm not saying what Jenna did was right coming into between Casey and Claire's relationship. It ain't. That is very much like bottom tier behavior, very slutty, very non-classy. But I feel like, the situation she was in with Casey as far as being pregnant and giving the baby up was like a punch on the nose that she would never fall for that shit again. You feel me? A nigga who give you all the sweet words and this and this and that, but when it's time to actually pull up and actually be there for me, your actions lack what you say. Period. Okay, I'm going to talk about this too. She said, FYI, if a woman knows a man is taken and still pursues, she's just as bad as he is. Okay, I like that she said that because it's so funny to me. One of the main things about this Degrassi fandom is that there could be a character in the new generation that could literally do the same thing your favorite character in the older generation did that you do not hold them accountable for. It's funny that she's saying, oh, if a girl pursues a guy in a relationship, she's just as bad as he is. Okay, so I'm going to use this as an example. Why with the whole Craig, Ashley, and Manny love triangle, why was Craig the only one blamed for what happened? Why wasn't Manny blamed for anything that happened? Manny knew Craig was in a relationship. She still pursued him. She had sex with him. Are y'all really going to sit here and say Craig's more in the wrong because he was in a relationship? They're both in the wrong. Manny knew he was in a relationship. It ain't like, how can Manny not know? They go to the same school, nigga. So even if you want to do something where she says she didn't know, you can't because it don't make sense. How can she not know? Her and Craig go to the same school. So she's going to know. My thing is that you had Manny basically telling Ashley in the hallway that she only continued doing what she did with Craig because he lied to her face telling her she's the one, like the love of his life or whatnot. Bitch, what? Bitch, you sound stupid. Am I supposed to feel bad for you because this nigga lied and told you he loves you so you could take your panties off? Bitch, you an idiot. You're a clown who fell for the game. You dumb, silly hoe. So my thing is that, okay, if you're going to say Jenna and Casey are wrong because Casey was in a relationship and he entertained it, and Jenna's wrong because she pursued a married man, alright, cool. Yeah, they both wrong. Keep that same energy with your favorites. Period. Keep that same energy with your favorites. Period. Period. Because all I ever see on my Reddit is that, oh, Craig was wrong for how he did Manny and la 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 la. It's like, wrong for what? Wrong how he did Manny? Manny was a side piece. What did she expect, to be wiped up? Girl, I don't get y'all. So, like I said, it don't make sense that Craig is the only one that's blamed for the situation when Manny was very much aware that Craig had a girlfriend and she still did what she did. Craig was in a relationship and he still did what he did, so off rip, we know he wrong. But I think we live in this world today where people feel like, oh, if you a side piece or whatever, you basically don't gotta hold any accountability because you don't have any loyalty to the woman. You feel me? You was fucking the guy. You wasn't in a relationship with the woman, therefore you don't owe her any loyalty. Okay, get that aspect. You don't owe her explanation, or as far as you shouldn't be the one telling her what you and her boyfriend are doing. That should be him, because he's the one sticking around. But even if you feel like you don't owe her any loyalty, you just as wrong, because you know this is a married man or a man that's in a relationship that you're sleeping with on a regular basis. So I'm gonna just say, as far as this unpopular opinion is concerned, I disagree with it. I understand Jenna did what she did, but I don't think she deserved anything that came after it. I would say is that karma hits us in all shapes and sizes. And if you with a guy, and I'm not saying this is all the time, because I'm times of saying you could be with a man who might have said he cheated in his past, but that was like a younger him. That's not who he is anymore. Okay, cool. But I'm just saying, like, in general, if you a woman who got with a man because he was fooling around with you while he was with somebody else, and you think he gonna change and do right by you, you're an idiot, because you lose him how you get him. Period. You're never gonna get a man to change for you or do none of that shit if he ain't ready to make some changes himself. I'm gonna just be blunt and cutthroat and just be honest. So I think Jenna thought Casey would change once the baby got there, but all it really did was just make his decision clear. He started to isolate himself more once the baby did get here, because, like I said earlier in this video, he despised Jenna for never telling him about her being pregnant earlier, to where Ty being there wasn't even an option. And he despised Jenna for keeping the baby when he never wanted it. So to sit here and say, oh, she deserved what happened to her, it's crazy, because no, she did it. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what happened, how she asserted herself. All right. But she did not deserve to get treated the way Casey did her. Like, the way Casey did her was foul as fuck. Super duper foul. So, with that being said, that is really all I have to say for this video. Again, for those who probably haven't heard me for the 10,000th time, I don't think Jenna deserved what happened to her as far as her and Casey's relationship when she was at home 24/7 taking care of their child. She didn't deserve anything that happened to her. But, you know, we all agree to disagree, and this is my opinion. And as always, it is nice talking to you guys, and catch you on my next video.